What's up, retards? Welcome back to another episode where Pratyush loses his sanity while coding. This time, I murdered Chrome Dino Run, but in 3D. Yup, that nasty little dinosaur who shows up after your Wi-Fi dies. I said, nah, fam, let's give this motherfucker a glow up. So basically, I was bored, and instead of touching grass, I decided to make the most low-budget game ever, but with RTX on. Like, imagine the Chrome Dinosaur game. But instead of this little dumbass, you play as this big ass human. So the core gameplay will be the dinosaur runs, the dinosaur jumps over cactus. But now you get to experience this game in 3D. So you should just thank me. But before that, I really gotta lock in. So just wait a minute. Yeah, these are my lock-in glasses. So now let's begin. So obviously I started with creating the player. And by player I mean a beam. Literally just a beam. Which is standing in the middle of nowhere. Then I slapped a script on that beam so that beam could actually jump and move. Next up, camera follow, which basically means camera follows the player. Without it, the player just runs out of the screen and you're left with an empty terrain and staring at it like a clown. So yeah, I made the camera stalk the player like a toxic ex.
It's hero time!
It's enemy time! So I made an obstacle which is basically just a sphere that says you shall not pass. Nothing fancy, right? Now comes the land. Initially it was just a flat plane that looked like the default path of that. So I swapped that land with an actual terrain. Terrain design though? Nah, that's a secret. I won't reveal it. I basically just painted some random textures and made some bumps and called it a day. Then I placed some actual obstacles like mushrooms, logs, stones, and how could we forget cactus? Shout out to the Unity Asset Store for being my real MVP. Free stuff. Okay, it looks good, but beans are not sexy. They don't make me hard. So I imported an actual dinosaur model. I gave the dinosaur some animations like jumping, ducking, and running. My dinosaur looks like he's training for the Dino Olympics. Next step, make the player die. Basically what I mean is adding collisions. Because a wise man once said, if there are no collisions in your game, then your game is not a game. So if you run into cactus, you die. Yeah, that's life, baby. Respawn? Nah bro, this ain't Mario. Then I was like, yo, let's make this terrain pretty. So I watched a tutorial on how to add water shader. And I rage quitted after 5 minutes. So again, I went to the Unity Asset Store and imported a water shader. And boom. Now it's time to add the bird enemy. It's not really a bird, it's a petrodactyl. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So I stole this petrodactyl model from Sketchfab. At first it didn't show up properly, it looked like a fucking cursed PNG. But after some dumb trial and error, it actually worked. I fucked around a bit more and added some animations to the petrodactyl enemy. So now it appears like it's actually flying towards the player. Then I threw in some more stones and cacti because why not? Gotta keep the player on the edge, no breaks, only pain. But the game still felt too easy. So I added acceleration to the dinosaur. And for those dummies who don't know what acceleration is, just open 9 standards science textbook. At first it was fine, but after that my Dino Run game turned into a Dino Drift game. So I had to clamp the speed at a certain point and stop accelerating the player. And I did it. It was pretty easy. And I used coroutines to increase the speed of the player gradually. Basically, fancy way of saying made it harder over time without instantly killing the player. Next up, I added scoring. Simple stuff. You run longer, you score higher. I also added high score saving so you can flex your high score on your dumb friends. And now comes the hardest part. Making the terrain endless. I only had one terrain in the game. So when the dinosaur reached the end, it starts falling because it has no land to walk on. So obviously I went to YouTube and searched for some tutorials, but they were more confusing than my maths class. So I said fuck it. Then I went to ChatGPT and it gave me some black magic that I couldn't understand. So I had to cook up my own logic instead. Basically what I did was I slapped a trigger collider on a plane and placed the terrain in the middle of the terrain.
Wait a minute!
And placed the terrain in the middle of the terrain.
A person who thinks all the time.
And made the plane invisible. So whenever the player collides with the plane, the previous terrain moves forward. Boom, endless terrain. With my own logic, I cooked it up myself. And this was my Chrome Dinosaur game remade in 3D. Next up, I might wanna add some power-ups like a Red Bull that makes the dinosaur go boom. Or maybe something like a god mode that can make the dinosaur smash through the obstacles like a fucking Sigma male. Isn't it fun?
Oh, hell no! Hell no! No!
Is it cursed? Absolutely. Anyways, thanks for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe, and comment your dumbest ideas. Make sure you share it as well. And I'll see you in the next devlog. Peace.